Nithyanandam, welcome to all those joining us live for today's Nithyananda Yoga session. Let's all settle down and come to a deep space of restful awareness as we now chant the Sadguru Vandana, invoking the presence of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva.
Nithyanandam Paramasukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam
Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Next, we'll be chanting the Shiva Mula Mantra Japa, where we connect to the cosmic source of energy Paramashiva to manifest that energy as our energy through the Nithyananda Yoga session today. We'll be chanting the Shiva Mula Mantra Japa 11 times. We request all the participants, viewers, everyone joining us to please chant it within your inner space without creating a sound, while I shall chant it out loud such that you can easily follow along. Om Ham Hum Shivaya Namaha. 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 The next is the Tattva Achamanam, the ritualistic cleansing of the body and mind to become a pure vessel for Paramashiva's energy. For this, please take your Panchapatram and Uddharani filled with fresh water. Bring your right hand into the Gokarna Mudra. Bending your index finger, slightly cupping your palm. Take an Uddharani of water, put it in the center of your palm, sip the water through the base of your palm 3 times along with the mantra Swadha. Om Atma Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Vidya Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Om Shiva Tattvam Shodhayami Swadha. Please wash your hands. With the base of the right hand thumb, wipe your upper and lower lip twice from right to left. Om Ham Hridayaya Namaha. Wash your hands. With the tips of the right hand, index, middle and ring fingers joined together, touch above your upper lip, below the lower lip. Wash your hands. With the tips of the right hand, thumb and index finger joined together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. With the tips of the right hand, thumb and ring finger joined together, touch your right eye, right ear and left ear. Wash your hands. With the base of the right hand, thumb and little finger joined together, touching your navel center, right chest and left chest. With all the fingers of your right hand joined together, now touch the top of your head, right shoulder, left shoulder and your heart center. Now we'll be doing our Sankalpa, where we create our conscious intention. Nithyananda Yoga is not just for physical health, though we manifest the ultimate health, strong limbs, a yogic body that manifests the powers of Paramashiva. So as we get into the Nithyananda Yoga sequence, create a powerful conscious intention. To manifest these, placing your right hand over your left, clasping both your palms together, place it on top of your right thigh. Sit with your head, neck and spine in a straight line, closing your eyes as we chant the Sankalpa mantra.
Om Mamopata Samasta Duritakshaya Dvara Bhagavat Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ पूरण आरोग्ययुक्त दृढगात्र यौगिकशरीरसिद्ध्यर्थं परमशिवशक्त्याविष्करणार्थं नित्यानन्दयोगाभ्यासं करिष्ये.
Take an udharani of water, wash off your hands. Om Apaupasprisya. And you can place your Panchapatram and udharani far away from you so as to not disturb you. Before we begin today's yoga session, a quick reminder that all teachings and practices are for general wellness and educational purposes only, not to be taken for medical advice. If you have any pre-existing medical health condition or if you are pregnant, please consult with your healthcare professional before participating in the session. At all times in the session, a sincere request to be in listening with your own body, to be aware of your limits and capacities and not exceed them. And if at any point during the session you feel tired, weak, dizzy or ill, immediately stop and rest. So now we are going to be entering into our first asana, which is the Khecharasana. So in this asana, you are going to be coming to a seated position. In this asana, you are going to be coming to a seated position with your legs in Padmasana, with both your feet on top of your opposite thighs, keeping your spine tall and shoulders relaxed. Get a deep stretch for your leg as you bring your feet to the opposite thigh, hands resting on the knees. Visualize your awareness lifting from the body into the vast expanse of inner sky. Here you can do the Khechari Mudra, where you turn your tongue gently inward and back towards the hollow of your mouth. Doing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhale withdrawing the senses. Doing the Mahamudra Bandha, you're going to be tucking in your perineum, sucking in your stomach and bringing your chin towards your chest as you gaze towards your nose in Khecharasana.
केचरासनं नाम पद्मासनस्थजिह्वया तालुं स्पृशन् नासाग्रं दृष्टिं निधत्ते विचरति योगी.
Coming into Agrasana now. So we're going to be starting off with a sequence of asanas in Padmasana. Now, of course, Padmasana is an extremely advanced asana where your feet both come to the opposite thighs. So we request all of you to also stretch yourself out completely as you bring your feet towards the opposite thighs as high as you can. And initial levels, of course, you can do the Ardha Padmasana, where you keep one leg below and you keep the other foot on top of the opposite thigh. And then this is the Ardha Padmasana. For those of you who have health issues or you are stiff, you can do this position. Now coming to the Padmasana position, place your hands on your knees, keeping the same spine straight. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Continue to do the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhale, holding the breath while withdrawing the senses. Suck your stomach in and up in the Uddiyana Bandha and clench your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze to your third eye with the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize your body as a sacred vessel, spine as a radiant mala of 108 luminous beads, a sacred garland offered upwards in Agrasana.
अग्रासनं च प्रथमं परश्वादासनमप्यधं मध्यासनं तथैवान्यत् सिंहासनमपि उच्यते.
Next is the Narada Laya Mudraha. Here you are going to be seated, continue to be in Padmasana. You are going to be turning your palms to face upwards on your knees. They're just going to be relaxed. You're not going to be doing any other thing with your hand. Doing the Khechari Mudra, turning your tongue inward in towards the back of your mouth. Doing the Mula Bandha, firmly contract the muscles of your pelvic floor. Visualize the flame of consciousness glowing steadily within as Narada's celestial melody arises. Its notes carry your awareness into blissful absorption in Narada Laya Mudraha.
रेचकतरकं मे कुम्भकजों मुद्रण में खेचरी च द्वीपों लय में वही नारद की लय जाते हर होत जग का भय.
The next is Humkarasana. So now what you can do is, in this Padmasana position, bring your hands towards your hips, where your forefingers face forward and your thumb faces backward. So when we do this asana, we will not be placing our hands on our thighs. We will be placing it on the waist area and the hip area, where you keep your spine completely straight, and do the Hum Chenkara Mudra, where you exhale, making the sound Hum loudly, doing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize a luminous blue vibration of light energy glowing at your navel in Hum Karasana.
गुह्यवायुं नाड्या मध्यम् आकृष्टुम् उपायः पद्मासने तनुं स्थाप्य हस्तद्वयं पार्श्वयोन्यसेत्.
Next is Vairochanasana. Continue to be in the same position. You can gently stop the Hum sound, and you're going to continue to keep your palms on your waist as you do the Khechari Mudra, turning your tongue gently back and upward into the hollow of your mouth. Do the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, hold the breath while withdrawing the senses. Firmly contracting the muscles of the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha, visualize yourself seated as the radiant Vairochana, the all-illuminating presence at the center of the Dharma wheel.
योगचक्रयन्त्रोपकरणैर्भूषितं वैरोचनपद्मासन विस्तीर्णबन्धेन प्राणवायुरसो विशुद्धः.
Coming into Jnana Mudrasana. Now you can bring your knees onto the ground and sit on your heels in the folded leg position, placing your hands on top of your knees in the Bindu Mudra. Here you are going to be touching your index and middle fingers together, doing the Samavritti Kumbhaka. As you will notice that throughout the Nithyananda Yoga sequence, we don't just do asanas, physical postures, but we incorporate all the various components that work on sealing the leak of consciousness happening at various levels. Therefore, you are able to manifest so much more energy and power throughout your day. So, doing the pranayama, the mudra, the bandha, where you're contracting the pelvic floor, tucking your chin into the chest, drawing the abdomen in and upwards in the Mahamudra Bandha, gazing towards your nose. Doing the japa, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So the Mula Bandha and the japa will be constant throughout the sequence. Visualize resting in wisdom's seat, grounded at your core, rooted yet elevated, embodying clarity and insight from inner silence in Jnana Mudrasana.
जानुभ्यामधो भूमौ स्थाप्य हृदि चिन्मुद्रां धारयन् नाभौ पादतलं संस्थाप्य ज्ञानमुद्रासनं विदुः.
The next is Kaya Yamagasana. So we're getting into a dynamic motion. You're going to come up to a standing position with your feet slightly wider than hip width, toes turned slightly outwards. You're going to bend your knees deeply to lower your hips towards the ground until the thighs are close to the calves, going down and up and down. In this asana, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, eyes open and steady gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Continuing to do the Samavritti Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, visualizing prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness in Kaya Yamagasana.
மேலே உயர்த்தி கீழே இறக்கி நாளைக்கு 7 சுற்று சுற்று.
Next is Utkatasana Dve. So now you're going to be coming onto your toes as you let your hips rest onto your heels, keeping your weight balanced on your toes. Place your hands on your knees comfortably, straightening your hands. You can keep your elbows straight here. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize the fierce form of Shiva, Lord Rudra, in your inner space in Utkatasana Dve.
वशवष्टधरां गुल्फौ चर्के गतौ तत्रोपरि गुदं न्यस्तं विज्ञेयमुत्कटासनम्.
Next is Vakrasana, the twisted pose. So you can come up to a standing position now here. Keep your feet shoulder width apart, so your feet are not completely joined together but not wide as well. They're just comfortably shoulder width apart. And you can come into a squat position, keeping your thighs parallel to the ground as much as you can while your feet remain flat. Bringing your hands, interlacing them at the navel center, do the Shambhavi Mudra. Here we are entering into a new Kumbhaka, which is the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, where you firmly contract the muscles of your pelvic floor, lifting upward. The Ujjayi Kumbhaka is where you slightly contract the throat, drawing the breath in slowly through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean, holding the breath as long as comfortable. Release, preserving the same soft sound. Do the Mula Bandha, visualize sinking into a static squat as energy twists from upper body through hips and legs in Vakrasana.
Vakrasana.
Next is Pithasana. So you can come back down to a seated position with your hips flat onto the ground. You're going to keep your feet flat as your knees raised towards the sky. Hold on to your respective knees with the elbows pointing out wide. So here one key part is your knees are together and your elbows are going to be pointing out wide as you hold your feet and balance here. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha, you're going to envision prana flowing upward through your core, energizing and opening your Anahata Chakra in this asana.
Pītam ardhachandram va sarvato bhadramev cha asanam ruchitam baddha padmadhyasana lakshanam athakarana.
The next is Bhumi Padangushtasana. So you can slowly come up to a standing position again. Now in this asana, you're going to be bringing your hips down. You're going to be bending from the hip to bring your palms flat onto the ground in front of you. You can lean your torso slightly forward. So your hands are not exactly by the feet. They are slightly more forward as you lean down. And you can place your hands steadily, and if you need, slightly bend your knees as well to bring the palms flat onto the ground. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, you can visualize prana flowing freely through your legs, clearing tightness and dissolving stiffness.
Karadvayatalam bhumau bhutakarai dharayet kimjidanana vrittatan Vishwalasthira manasaha.
Coming into the Kundali asana, come up to a tall standing position. Now from this standing position, you're going to be interlacing your fingers behind your back and you're going to be drawing your shoulder blades in towards each other. So as you can see here, what you're going to be doing is, you're going to be drawing in both your shoulder blades together as you stretch your back, and you can lean your head backwards. So this one, you will not be getting much of a spinal arc. It is more of a scapular stretch. So you're pulling your shoulder blades together and using your arms to interlace for support and leaning your head backwards. So this area is which is feeling the pressure. Okay. So do this here like that. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze upward, visualizing a luminous spiral of coiled energy at your spine's base, dense and vibrant in Kundali Asana.
Kundali Asana.
Coming into Padahastasana again, we're leaning down towards the ground as you hinge forward from your hips to fold your torso over your legs. So this time we are not bringing the weight forward. The weight remains centered on our thighs as you fold down. Holding on to your feet. Key point here, hands reach the feet. Again, if needed, slightly bending your knees to get that deep stretch. In this asana, please do not lock your knees, since locking the knees damages the joints. So be careful, be aware that you're not locking the knees, you're keeping them relaxed while keeping them straight. And leaning forward and down, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose. Visualize your spine elongating as you fold forward, releasing tension through your neck and back.
Padahastasana nama padau hastabhyam sprished yada shirasa janudesham sprished padahastasanam bhavet.
Next is Shmala Prasaranasana Purvanga, the dog stretch pose preliminary. So now you can bring your palms and feet onto the ground as you come into an inverted V position. Try to push your heels towards the ground as much as you can, keeping your palms rooted firmly. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a keen alert dog, poised with vibrant energy and ready to spring.
स्कन्धोरस्कं पुरस्तात् प्रसार्य वक्रतया प्रेरयेत् यशाशक्ति स्थिरीकृत्यं कुम्भकं कृत्वा व्यायामं समाचरेत्.
Now come up to a standing position. You're going to be doing the Angushta Mushtikasana. So now we're going to be having sequence of asanas. Take a wide stance with your feet wide apart. Now you're going to be turning towards your right side as you keep the right foot pointed forward. Keep your right foot pointed forward and the left foot is going to rest at the side in a side 45-degree angle. You're bending your forward knee to a 90-degree angle now. So as you can see here, your knee will not go over the toes. It will remain at the ankle level, but your thigh will come parallel towards the ground. Then interlace your fingers behind your back, twist your torso towards the side and lean your upper body over your bent knee and keep your arms raised towards the sky, doing the Pasha Hasta Mudra, palm in palm, interlacing the fingers, doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Envision prana flowing through your arms and chest, energizing and cleansing in Angushta Mushtikasana.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च अङ्गुष्ठमुष्टिकं ज्ञेयं ब्रह्मप्रसादितं तथा.
Next is the Tridha Stambhadirohanasana, where you are going to be now keeping yourself in a standing position and moving your body in a circular dynamic motion towards the right. So start to the right, then come back up the left. Doing the Pasha Hastam, placing your palms on your waist, do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Envision prana flowing steadily through legs and core, awakening inner vitality in Tridha Stambhadirohanasana.
उरुसन्धिधारणं च तथोरप्रेणं प्रेरणं परं त्रिधा स्तम्भाधिरोहणं दण्डाघातस्तथैव च.
Next asana is Ekapadasana Dve. So in this asana, you're going to be bringing your weight onto your right leg as you extend your left leg out from behind, coming as you lift the back leg straight until it's parallel to the ground, extending your arms forward, keeping them in the Anjali Mudra. So you can join your palms, do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, tuck your chin in towards your chest in the Jalandhara Bandha, bringing your body completely straight. Visualize one leg behind your head, embodying karmic knots, ancient sanskaras, dissolving into boundless freedom.
सिद्धं पद्मं तथा सिंहं भद्रं वज्रं च मुक्तकं गुप्तं गोमुखमेकं च वीरं स्वस्तिकमेव च.
The next is Chandra Kantasana, the beloved moon pose. So this asana, you're going to be keeping your right leg down into a deep lunge. Your back leg is going to rest, the knee is going to rest on the ground. So it's going to be a very, very deep lunge position that you're coming into. You can feel the stretch in your thighs as well. As you bring your palms into the Anjali Mudra above your head, lean your spine backward. Doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, gazing upward, visualize full moonlight rising through your spine, filling you with steady calming energy in Chandrakantasana.
अर्धनारीश्वरं चैते बकासनधरावहे चन्द्रकान्तसुधासारं व्याघ्रासनमितः परम्.
Next is Ardha Chandrasana, again coming up to a standing position as you bring your feet wide apart, front foot turned forward. Now you're going to hinge at the hips to lower your right hand towards the right ankle while keeping the left arm resting along the side of your body. Remember here, keep your chest opened out and do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka. You're gazing towards the sky. As you visualize your whole form as a clear, radiant crescent moon, seeing the curve of the moon as your own shape, calm and steady in the vast sky in Ardha Chandrasana.
पूरके पादद्वयं प्रसार्य हस्तद्वयं व्योम्नि निधाय रेचके तद्व सृष्टा कायं प्रसारितपाददिशि नमयेत्.
The next is Ardha Chandrasana Purvanga. You can remain in the same position, just bringing the hand resting on the hip to come parallel to the ground above your head. Continuing to keep your chest open. Do the Shambhavi Mudra Ujjayi Kumbhaka Moola Bandha. Visualize your whole form as a clear radiant crescent moon in Ardha Chandrasana Purvanga.
हस्तौ वामदक्षिणौ युगपत्पातयेत् दक्षिणपार्श्वे नामित्वा व्यायामं ततः पुनर्नामे कुर्यात्.
The next is Gajasana Dve. So now coming up to a standing position, you can spread your feet wide apart, hands above your knees, just above the knees, and you're going to be pushing your hips down. So you can place your hands on your thighs and push your hips down, doing the Shambhavi Mudra Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Keep your chest lifted as you gaze downward. Visualize yourself as a mighty elephant, steady and grounded and unwavering strength in Gajasana Dve.
जान्वो ऊर्ध्वकरौ स्थाप्य स्थिरदेहो भवे दृढम् एतद् गजासनं सर्वविघ्नविच्छेदकारकम्.
Next is Nachiketasana, the eternal fire seeker pose. So now you're going to place your palms onto your feet flat onto the ground as you stand tall, bringing your palms tall towards the sky, the Anjali Mudra, where the palms come joined. Keeping your shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, producing the sound of the ocean as you breathe in and out. Doing the Moola Bandha, visualize embodying Nachiketa's unique qualities. Razor sharp discernment, piercing illusion, fearless resolve, defying death, and selfless wisdom, seeking only the truth in Nachiketasana.
Nachiketasana.
Coming into Varahasana Trini, now you're going to be coming onto your toes as you lift your hips up and place your palms firmly onto the ground. Here again, do not lock your knees, do not round your back as well. Keep your spine tall as you shift your weight onto your fingertips. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka, Moola Bandha. Visualize yourself as a steadfast bow, rooted firmly and pushing forward with unwavering power in Varahasana Trini.
करतलौ भूमौ संस्थाप्य पादाग्रं भुजान्तरे उदरं चोर्ध्वमुत्थाप्य वाराहमिदमासनम्.
Let's repeat these asanas on the other side now as we start with Angushta Mushtikasana. So now we're going to be doing it first on the right side, left side this time. Pointing the left foot forward, right leg comes to an angle, arms interlaced behind your back. As you lean forward over your bent knee, getting a deep shoulder stretch, do the Pashahasta Mudra, palm and palm interlacing the fingers. Ujjayi Kumbhaka Moola Bandha, envision prana flowing through your arms and chest, energizing and cleansing in Angushta Mushtikasana.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च अङ्गुष्ठमुष्टिकं ज्ञेयं ब्रह्मप्रासादितं तथा.
Now doing the Tridhastambhadirohanasana, hands come to your waist. You're going to descend, start with your left side and go into an anti-clockwise motion as you rotate your body, doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Moola Bandha, envision prana flowing steadily through legs and core, awakening inner vitality.
उरुसंस्थिधारणं च तथोरप्रेरणं परं त्रिधा स्तम्भाधिरोहणं दण्डाघातस्तथैव च.
The next is Ekapadasana Dve on the other side, shifting your weight onto your left leg this time as your right leg extends completely behind. Palms come together in front of you in the Anjali Mudra, keeping your body in a perfect T-like shape. Do the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Jalandhara Bandha, chin comes to the chest. Visualize one leg behind your head, embodying karmic knots, ancient samskaras dissolving into boundless freedom in Ekapadasana.
सिद्धं पद्मं तथा सिंहं भद्रं वज्रं च मुक्तकं गुप्तं गोमुखमेकं च वीरं स्वस्तिकमेव च.
The next is Chandra Kantasana on the other side. Bring your left leg forward, extending your right leg straight behind you into a deep lunge, keeping the knee onto the ground. Bring your palms into the Anjali Mudra, your toes continue to remain tucked as you arc your spine backward, arms raised, doing the Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Gazing upward, visualize cool moonlight rising through your spine, filling you with a steady calming energy in Chandrakantasana.
अर्धनारीश्वरं चैते बकासन धरावहे चन्द्रकान्तसुधासारं व्याघ्रासनमितः परम्.
The next asana now is Ardha Chandrasana Parshvantare. Come up onto your feet now. You can point your left leg straight forward as your right leg comes to the angle. You're going to be placing your left arm onto your left leg as your right arm rests on the side of your right side of the body. Getting a nice stretch here. Keep your chest open, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize your side body forming a tangible crescent moon, cooling prana curving along your ribs, soothing Ida like Soma's nectar in Ardha Chandrasana.
पूरके पादद्वयं प्रसार्य हस्तद्वयं व्योम्नि निधाय रेचके तद्व सृष्ट्वा कायं प्रसारितपाददिशि नमयेत्.
From here now we're coming into the Ardha Chandrasana Purvanga, where you are going to be now repeating this asana where you place the palm, the same position, you're bringing your palm overhead to come flat, to come parallel towards the ground, getting the deep stretch into the sides of your body. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, you're going to be visualizing your side body extending fully, creating a crescent shape of light and space in Ardha Chandrasana Purvanga.
हस्तौ वामदक्षिणौ युगपत्पातयेत् दक्षिणपार्श्वे नमित्वा व्यायामं ततः पुनर्नामे कुर्यात्.
The next is Parvatasana Trini. So now you can come up to a tall standing position, feet together, bringing your palms above your head, and in the Anjali Mudra, stand tall, keeping your feet grounded, doing the Samavritti Kumbhaka, Uddiyana Bandha, where you're drawing your abdomen inwards and upwards. Maintain the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a towering mountain, standing tall and immovable, feeling the ancient strength flowing through you in Parvatasana Trini.
पर्वताकारम् उत्थाप्य शरीरं यत्र तिष्ठति पर्वतासनमित्युक्तं सर्वव्याधिविनाशनम्.
From here coming into Shwana Prasaranasana Uttaranga. So you're bringing your palms onto the ground, coming into an inverted V position. Now you're going to be pressing your head upwards to gaze forward and pushing your chest towards the ground as you shift your weight slightly onto your hands. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, you're going to try to push your heels towards the ground as much as you can, visualizing yourself as a keen alert dog, poised with vibrant energy, ready to spring.
जानुपूर्वे करौ निधाय देहमुन्नम्य पातयेत् कुम्भकविसर्गौ श्वासस्य सप्तवारं समाचरेत्.
Coming into Bhujangasana Dve, in the same position, push your hips down towards the ground, continuing to keeping your toes flat. You're going to place your palms beside your ribs, pushing your chest up as you straighten both your arms, drawing your shoulders back to open your heart. Do the Bhujangani Mudra, open your mouth wide, subtly drawing the prana inward. Do the Samavritti Kumbhaka. Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as a poised cobra, lifting your chest with alertness and grace in Bhujangasana Dve.
स्थिरं धृत्वा समर्प्य कपोलं च पादमपि वक्ष पुंसं विचरितं कुम्भकर्तनं सुस्थितम्.
Now coming back into the Shwana Prasaranasana, pushing your heels back into the ground as you lift your hips up high towards the sky. Feel the stretch into your spine as you relax your head here, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a keen alert dog, poised with vibrant energy and ready to spring.
सर्पक्रियायां स्तनपृष्ठं मुत्क्षिण्या विशेत् आकारेण श्वासं चित्वा भुजयोर्बलमुद्धरेत्.
The next is Achala Asana. You can come to a squatted position here now as you balance onto your toes and bring your palms flat onto the ground. You're going to be evenly distributing your weight through your feet and hands in this asana. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as Achala, the unshakable eternal presence at creation's core.
Achalasana.
Next, coming into Gridhrasana Uttaranga, bringing your palms flat onto the ground, fingers spread wide out for support. You're going to be clenching the ground as you bring your elbows to your knees to the back of your elbows, shifting your weight forward, lifting your feet off to the ground. In a balancing position, doing the Vaishnavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a powerful vulture, acidic core cleansing, transforming all impurities.
हस्तदृढं भूमौ नीत्वा कक्षयोर्जानुनी निपीड्य लङ्घयेत् सङ्कोच कुम्भकं शासस्य सप्तवारं समाचरेत्.
Next, coming into Ekapada Kukkutam. So what you're going to be doing here is, you're going to be bringing your support onto your elbows. You're going to be in a similar to the Mayurasana position, the way we do it. But here what you're going to do is, you're going to be bringing your one leg on top of that elbow, bending the knee as you lean forward and extend the other leg behind you. So this is how you're going to be doing the position. You're keeping your one knee resting onto the arm as you lean your weight completely forward and extend the other leg behind. So do this here, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a proud rooster, radiant with vibrant comb and feathers in Ekapada Kukkutam.
Panchachuli Kukkutam cha Ekapada Kukkutam Akaritam Bandhachuli Parshakukkutameva cha.
So what you can also do is, you can take the support of a partner to support your back leg if you want, such that you are able to balance here. So they can help you by supporting the leg behind, or you can use a wall or a chair support, something to lift your leg up and hold it over there. So next we're coming into the Ekapada Kaundinyasana. So in this asana as well, you're going to be balancing onto your arms, where you're twisting your body towards the side here. You can twist towards your right, bringing your left elbow onto the right knee and your right elbow onto your right hip. You're going to be shifting your weight completely onto your arms as you stretch both your legs in the opposite direction. So one leg goes forward, the other leg goes to the side. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as Kaundinya Maharishi, embodying luminous intellect and serene devotion in Ekapada Kaundinyasana.
Vasishtamata Kaundinya Mudhakukkutameva cha Ashtavakramathottana Mayuram Setu Bandhanam.
Let's now let's do the Bhujangasana Dve Purvanga now, bringing your hips to the ground, pushing your spine up tall. You're going to keep your shoulders back and down, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Gaze upward, visualizing yourself as a poised cobra, lifting your chest with alertness and grace.
Abhyase Chiddharaya Stambhayan Janghaya Padayo Aroha.
Okay, now let's repeat the Ekapada Kukkutam on the other side. So you're going to this time switch your legs around as you bring your weight onto the other hand. You can lean forward and down as much as comfortable, bringing the weight there as you lift off the ground. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Remember, take the support of a partner or of a wall if you need the support. You can, initial level, start off with keeping both legs on the elbows, and from there you can slowly start to bring one leg off. Visualize yourself as a proud rooster, radiant with vibrant comb and feathers in Ekapada Kukkutam.
Panchachuli Kukkutam cha Ekapada Kukkutam Akaritam Bandhachuli Parshakukkutameva cha.
Slowly relax, repeating the Ekapada Kaundinyasana on the other side. You can twist your body. Here you're going to visualize yourself as Kaundinya Maharishi with luminous intellect and serene devotion in Ekapada Kaundinyasana. वासिष्ठमथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वकुक्कुटमेव च अष्टावक्रमथोत्तानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्. Okay, coming on to your belly now as we come into Advasana. Take a moment to relax your arms and your core. Lay on your stomach, keep your palms forward. You can keep them joined together, palms facing upward. As you do the Shakti Chalana Mudra, awakening the base energy with steady intent, drawing prana upward through the spine. Do the Samavritti Kumbhaka, inhaling through the nose and exhaling evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain. Firmly contract the muscles of your pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha. Visualize your body as completely dead, physically sinking into an eternal deep rest in Advasana.
Advasanam nama udare shayana Shitila sarvangam pranam nabhistale dharayet dityahurmanishinaha.
Coming into Bhujangasana Uttaranga, again you can just push your chest off the ground as you arc your spine, leaning back, doing the Bhujangani Mudra. The Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha gazing upward. Visualize yourself as a poised cobra, lifting your chest with alertness and grace.
Astadvayam pashvayo sthapayitva dhanuriva kubjayet pranasya nirodha visargau saptavaram samacharet.
Relax as we come into Dridhasana Dve. So this asana is where you're going to be now laying onto your left side with your legs stacked, and you can place your elbow onto the ground, arms resting on top of your hip extended. Relax here for a few seconds doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself blessed by a Guru, becoming completely powerful and deeply grounded in Dridhasana.
Chitram nalinam kantam shuddhapakshi sumandakam chaurangi cha tatha krauncham dridhasana khaghasane.
Now we come into the Uttana Padasana. Lay flat onto your back. You're going to be pressing your palms onto the ground beside your hips for support as you lift your legs straight up towards the sky, keeping the knees straight. You can keep your feet flat as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize a steady flow of nourishing energy from your feet back towards your heart in Uttana Padasana.
Uttanapadasanam nama prishte shayanah pada urdhvam prasarya drishtim nasagre nidhaya pranam samabhyaset.
Next is Ekapada Pavana Muktasana. Again, come to a lay flat onto the ground. Keeping one leg extended, you're going to be interlacing your hands in the Parashamudra as you bring the other knee towards your chest. So one leg can be completely flat and the other knee comes towards the chest. As you do the Samavritti Kumbhaka, tuck your chin in towards your chest in the Jalandhara Bandha, visualizing a steady inner fire, dissolving stagnation to restore digestive flow and clarity.
Ekapadapavana nama ekam janudara samipam nitva hastabhyam baddhatu pavanam munchita dhruvam.
Repeating the Ekapada Pavana Muktasana on the other side, slowly switch your legs position around as you bring the other leg towards your chest, interlacing your hands in the Parashamudra over your knee. You can get a deep stretch, pulling it towards your chest. So remember here, your extended foot is going to be completely flat onto the ground and you're going to try to push this knee towards your chest as much as comfortable. The thigh should contract the place near the lower abdomen, because what this asana does is it helps you relieve the excess vata, the gas that has accumulated within the body. So you'll feel a deep stretch here. Your hands are in the Parashamudra pulling you, and you're going to lift your head slightly off the ground as you lock your chin to the chest in the Jalandhara Bandha for a deeper stretch. Visualize a steady inner fire dissolving stagnation to restore digestive flow and clarity in Ekapada Pavana Muktasana.
Ekapadapavana muktasanam nama ekam janudara samipam nitva astabhyam baddhatu pavanam munchita dhruvam.
Relax your leg now as we come into Kama Pithasana. You can bring both your feet flat onto the ground, knees pointed upwards. You're going to bring your hands underneath your heels. So you're placing your palms flat onto the ground facing upwards. As you bring your heels on top of your palms, push your weight onto your shoulders as you lift your hips high up into an arc. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. You're gazing upward, visualize an inner glow of radiant light emanating from the inner heart region, expanding gently through the chest and along the spine in Kamapithasana.
शयानं प्रतिपृष्ठे हस्तौ पादयोर्निव्यस्य पृष्ठं चोत्तेजयेत् कामपीठासनं कथ्यते.
Next is Dridha Uttolanaha Asana. This is going to be an intense core exercise. So let's all get into this position now. You're going to lay on your back with your hands holding the opposite elbows above your head. Engage your abdominal muscles to lift your back and feet off the ground as you keep your spine long, chest open. So it's similar to Parighasana, except you are in a more deeper, your legs and torso are more farther away from each other, engaging the lower abdomen. So here do the Shambhavi Mudra. You're holding the opposite elbows above your head.
धारयित्वा पृष्ठं निस्तार्य चिबुकं दृढम् उत्तोलयेत्.
Slowly relax now. Coming to Setu Uttolanaha Asana. Now you can bring your hands into a fist as you lift your hips off the ground, keeping your arms on the ground and your feet on the ground. Hands are in a fist. You can do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka. Tuck your chin in towards your chest in the Jalandhara Bandha as you lift your head up. Visualize yourself as a sturdy and stable bridge. Feet and hands firmly rooted, back and hips off the ground and steady in Setu Uttolanaha Asana.
शीघ्रमापूर्य श्वासं हनुं निपीड्य कटिम् उत्तोलयेत्.
The next asana is Hasta Chatushkonasana. Come onto your hands and knees, placing your palms flat onto the ground, knees also on the ground, feet relaxed. Keep your spine tall as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize your body strong and steady and unshakable frame, representing your sturdy and powerful inner space in Hasta Chatushkonasana.
हस्तचतुष्कोणासनं नाम पादहस्तौ समं स्थापयित्वा शरीरं चतुष्कोणवत् स्थापयेदित्युच्यते.
The next asana is a Vyagrasana, the tiger pose, a dynamic position. Now, staying on your hands and knees, you're going to be kicking one leg up towards the sky with the knee bent behind you, arcing your back, and now exhale, rounding the spine, drawing the right knee towards your nose, engaging your core. So exhale, kick up, inhale, kick up, exhale, bring down. Doing the Antaranga Kumbhaka quickly and forcefully, inhaling through the nose, holding the breath shortly and then slowly releasing. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a majestic lion radiating strength and regal authority in Vyagrasana.
बाधासनं नाम करतलजानुभ्यां भूमिं स्पृशन् पादमेकमूर्ध्वं कृत्वा व्याघ्रवद्विजृम्भेत्.
Doing the Vyagrasana Dve, which is in the same position, you're remaining static. Your leg has kicked up off the ground, you're leaning your forehead backwards, and you just hold here, getting a deep spinal arc, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Antaranga Kukumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a majestic lion, radiate strength and regal authority.
अर्धनारीश्वरं चैते बकासनधरावहे चन्द्रान्तसुधासारं व्याघ्रासनमितः परम्.
Let's repeat the Vyagrasana Dve, first the dynamic version on the other side now. Kicking your left leg up and off the ground, arcing your spine as you do the Shambhavi Mudra. Antaranga Kukumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a majestic lion, radiating strength and regal authority.
बाधासनं नाम करतलजानुभ्यां भूमिं स्पृशन् पादमेकमूर्ध्वं कृत्वा व्याघ्रवद्विजृम्भेत्.
From here, coming into Vyagrasana on the other side, you can now, Vyagrasana Dve, you can now Hold the static position with your foot arched towards your head. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Antaranga Kukumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as a majestic lion, radiating strength and regal authority.
अर्धनारीश्वरं चैते बकासनधरावहे चन्द्रकान्तसुधासारं व्याघ्रासनमिदं परम्.
The next asana is Ushtrahasana Purvanga. Now you're going to be coming onto your knees, keeping your spine tall. Bring your hands towards your hips as you lean your upper body backwards into a deep arc. Keeping your chest towards the sky, do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a docile, intelligent, resilient camel thriving in harsh extremes in Ushtrahasana Purvanga.
वेगोत्थाय जान्वोपरि प्रविश्य हस्त शिरोभागं पृष्ठत प्रलम्ब पूरयेत् विस्त्रस्तकुम्भकस्य सप्तभेद अयं क्रमः.
Next is Ushtrahasana. You can just in the same position lower your hands onto your feet, continuing to get a deep spinal stretch as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as a docile, intelligent, resilient camel thriving in harsh extremes.
लङ्घदृढपादकराङ्गुष्ठसंयोगं पूर्णप्रवेशे कटौ निहत्य स्कन्धवक्षसा प्रेरयेत्.
From here coming into Ushtrahasana Uttaranga, remaining in the same position as you get a deeper stretch into your spine, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Ujjayi Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as a docile, intelligent, resilient camel thriving in harsh extremes.
वेगोत्थाय जान्वोपरि स्थित्वा ऊर्ध्वकायं समुन्मय करतलपादतल चतुष्टयं संयोजयेत्.
Now from here we're coming into the Shashasana Dve. In this asana, you're going to be coming to a kneel, feet flat and palms flat onto the ground position with your hips raised. You're going to be bending your hips down towards your heels and bringing them back up in a dynamic motion as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Visualize embodying the rabbit's electric alertness and agility, quick, light, responsive in Shashasana Dve.
गजासन स्थिते जाङ्घानुगत पुनः पुनः वक्रयन् येषा शशासनं भवति.
From here now coming into Chaturangi Asana, come to a perfect plank position. Placing your palms flat onto the ground with your toes tucked and lift off the ground. Here remember, do not lift your hips up too high where you bring your hips up towards the sky, nor you're going to be sinking your hips down. You're going to keep your body into a perfect parallel position. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize your body strong and stable, rooted in an unshakable power.
विचित्रं नलिनं कान्तं शुद्धपक्षी सुमन्दकं चौरङ्गी च तथा क्रौञ्चं दृढासनकघासने.
The next asana is Asavarisana, the melody of renunciation pose, the bench pose. Now you're going to be placing your weight onto your right palm, as you can place your weight onto one palm as you bring the other hand to rest by the hip and shifting your weight towards the side where you bring your chest out towards the sky. You can gaze to the side doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a solid unwavering log balanced on your side in Asavarisana.
मध्यदण्डं तिर्यग्यस्थ आक्त्रं काष्ठं च योगिनाम् आसावरीति विख्यातम् आसनालम्बि तद्विदुः.
Relax, repeating the Asavarisana on the other side. Switch your weight onto the other hand now. As you lift your hip off the ground, let the other hand, the opposite hand rest on the hip as you balance here, doing the visualizing yourself as a solid unwavering log balanced on your side. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha.
मध्यदण्डं तिर्यग्यस्थाग्रं काष्ठं च योगिना आसावरीति विख्यातम् आसनालम्बि तद्विदुः.
The next asana is Hamsasana. So now in this asana, what you're going to be doing is, you're going to be coming similar to the Mayurasana position, but your palms are going to be facing forward. So you are not going to be keeping your palms facing backward, but your palms are going to be facing forward. And you're going to be bringing your weight, your elbows are going to bend into your navel center to be there, and you're bringing your weight forward, but you're not lifting off the ground. Your toes continue to remain on the ground. This is a preparatory posture. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as an elegant, graceful swan, serene in beauty. You glide effortlessly through life's waters in Hamsasana.
विचित्रं नलिनं कान्तं शुद्धपक्षी सुमन्दकं चौरङ्गी च तथा क्रौञ्चं दृढासनकघासने.
Next, coming into Akarita Kukkutasana. So now we are actually lifting off the ground here, where you keep your palms onto the ground facing your body for support. Bend your elbows into your navel and lift your feet off the ground, bringing the feet together and knees out wide towards the side. Over here, as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as a proud rooster, radiant with vibrant comb and feathers in Akarita Kukkutasana.
पञ्चचूली कुक्कुटं च एकपादकुक्कुटम् आकारितं बन्धचूली पाशकुक्कुटमेव च.
Straightening your legs behind you as we come into Mayurahasana Trini. You're just balancing there, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a radiant, proud peacock. Your vibrant plumage shimmers with every color of the rainbow in Mayurahasana Trini.
लङ्घदृढकर्ययुग्मं जान्वभिमुखं नखाग्रै प्रस्थाप्य कुर्चद्वयं नाभिप्रदेशे दृढं भूमौ निवेश्य.
Relax onto the ground flat now as we come into Advasana Dve. Place your palms underneath your chest with the palms facing upward against the stomach, allowing the elbows to fold comfortably alongside the body. You can place your palms underneath your stomach. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka Mula Bandha, visualize the body as a lifeless form resting on the earth, no effort, no need to move, nothing to protect in Advasana Dve.
Advasana.
The next is Shalabhasana Dve, the locust pose 2. So now in this asana, you're laying on your stomach. You can extend your hands back near beside your hips, palms pressing into the ground. And from here, you're going to lift your feet off the ground as high as you can. So you're going to push your palms onto the ground and lift your feet up as high as you can. You can use a wall or a chair for getting a support to lift your feet up even more higher, or a partner for support. You're not shifting your weight forward, rather your weight remains on your navel, but your feet are lifted up as high as you can. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gaze to your nose, visualizing yourself as a resilient, adaptive locust. Alone you are patient and grounded, but when you join others in unity, you become something unstoppable in Shalabhasana Dve.
अधोमुखं शयित्वा चिबुकं भूमौ निबद्धं करतलद्वयं भूमौ निधाय स्थैर्यमायात्.
And slowly relax. The next is the Dvikakudasana. So you can bend your feet, holding on to your feet from behind you with your hands, and you can use your arms to pull your feet down, pointing your elbows up as you lift your chest off the ground. So you're going to be lifting your upper body off the ground as you pull your legs down, using both as a support to pull yourself up. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, here we're going to do the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhaling deeply, visualizing heat and flames raising up along the spine. Hold your breath as you maintain awareness of that heat at the navel center, and then exhale. Doing the Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as two humps of a camel stored reserves, enabling calm, confident travel through vast deserts without panic in Dvikakudasanam.
Dvikakudasanam.
The next is Dhanhu Asana Chatur Purvanga, the bow pose 4 preliminary. So now you're going to be holding on to your ankles as you kick your legs back and up, extending your chest off the ground, getting a deep stretch in your spine, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a powerful, fully drawn bow drawn by Paramashiva himself, ready to launch.
करद्वयं विपरीतं गुल्फद्वयं दृढं गृहीत्वा पूर्णश्वासे दोलनेन कायं सञ्चालयेत् व्यायामं कुर्यात्.
The next asana is Dhanuhu asana, remaining in the same position as you just try to arc your spine deeper, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. You're going to visualize yourself as a powerful, fully drawn bow, drawn by Paramashiva himself.
अधोमुखशयन हस्तद्वयं पृष्ठत प्रसार्य जङ्घो कुटिलयो पृष्ठे गुल्फद्वयं दृढं गृहीत्वा.
The next asana is Dhanurasana Uttaranga. So in this asana, it's going to be a little bit more advanced. So I'm going to be showing you once how you do this asana, and then we can all try to do it as well. So in this asana, you're going to be actually holding your feet from inside out, and you're going to be twisting your body around, your elbows around, such that you are grasping your feet from above your head, pulling your feet up towards your head as much as you can. So twist and pull. So this is how you're going to be doing the Dhanurasana Uttaranga, getting a deep stretch as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, gazing upward. Visualize yourself as a powerful, fully drawn bow drawn by Shiva himself in Dhanurasana Uttaranga.
कक्षामार्गे नीतहस्तं करपादाङ्गुष्ठयोगितं पूर्णश्वास विसर्गौ सप्तधा साधये दृढम्.
Coming into our next asana, Vajraschalansana, come onto your knees and sit tall. Placing your palms onto your knees as we do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Keep your spine tall, shoulders relaxed. Visualize yourself as a fierce and brilliant thunderbolt, a flash of divine power and unstoppable force. You embody sudden illumination, breaking through darkness with clarity and unstoppable energy in Vajraschalansana.
Vajraschalansana.
The next is Hastanguli Bandhasana. So now interlace your fingers behind your head and move your body through all the directions, leaning forward and down and back up, in bringing your entire body by doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. The Shambhavi Mudra is where you're going to keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Samana Kumbhaka is where you inhale, visualize heat and flames raising up along the spine. Hold the breath as you maintain awareness of the digestive fire at the navel center as long as comfortable, and then exhale. Firmly contract the muscles of the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha as you do the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize stagnant tamasic energy being released from the tips of your fingers all the way through your chest in Hastanguli Bandhasana.
हस्तद्वयस्य अङ्गुली बद्धासव सर्वदेहं बाहुमध्ये निष्कास्य निमर्दनं. हस्ताङ्गुली बद्धासनम इदं बद्धाङ्गुली नामधेयकम्.
The next asana is Tittiryasana, the red wattled lapwing pose. So in this position, we're going to actually be doing this as an inverted position. So as we get here, I want to just inform everyone to please do this carefully. If you're a female body on your monthly cycle, please refrain from doing this asana as well, as this is an inverted position. First timers, please take the support of a wall or of a partner to do this asana as well, and do it extremely carefully, okay? So in the Tittiryasana, you're going to be coming into a handstand position and bending your feet backward. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a vigilant red wattle lapwing. Thighs and calves united as you raise back symbolizes alertness and poised steadiness.
काकासनं गृह्य उरूणां पिञ्जरयो सन्निवेशयन् पृष्ठं चोत्तेजयेत् एषा तित्तिर्यासनं भवति.
And relax down. The next asana is Shalabhasana Purvanga. Again, I'm going to show you the asana first before we enter into it. You're bringing your weight onto your forearms and you are kicking your legs up and off the ground to keep them completely straight. So your entire torso comes straight as well in this asana. So I'm going to be demonstrating once for all of you. So you can come to this position. There's no arc in the spine here. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize yourself as a resilient adaptive locust. You can place your palms, fingers wide apart for support onto the ground. You're going to be trying to grasp the ground. So as if you're trying to catch onto the ground. And then shift your weight onto your elbows and the fingers. So your fingers go forward and backward to give you the balance. And once you're here, try to bring your chest forward, not to lose the balance, so that your weight remains on the shoulders and not comes towards the upper spine and make you lose balance. Okay, so then you are going to here kick your leg off the ground and bring your body parallel towards the ground.
जानुतल भुजातल करतले भूमौ दृढं निधाय अद्वह्यं पादद्वयं पृष्ठधनुरिव व्यव्यजेत्.
And slowly relax. The next is Shalabhasana Purvanga, where you're going to be now in the same position, bringing your feet down. Keeping your feet, the Vrishtikasana Dve is the next asana, where you're going to be bringing your feet down towards your head as you continue to balance on your forearms, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka Mula Bandha. Visualizing yourself as a fierce, resilient scorpion, highly flexible and segmented tail is your spine, able to bend, twist and strike with precise control in many directions.
वृश्चिकासनं नाम शीर्षासनस्थः पादौ पृष्ठतः शिरसि नमयित्वा वृश्चिकवत् विजृम्भेत्.
Slowly relax. You can take a few deep breaths now as we come into the next asana, which is Dardurasana, the hare pose. So in this asana, you're going to come kneeling with your knees spread wide and your forearms resting on the ground in front of you, palms down. Keeping your hips lifted, you're going to gently lower your torso between your thighs, lengthening your spine forward while your feet remain far away, doing the Manduki Mudra. Close the mouth, subtly moving the tongue root, savoring inner nectar. Do the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, visualizing heat and flames racing up along the spine. Contract the muscles of pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha as you visualize the qualities of a rabbit, lightness, alertness and agility in Dardurasana.
करुमासनमपि श्रेष्ठं दुर्धरासनमुच्यते गजासनं समुद्दिष्टं ततो धारसनमुच्यते.
The next asana is Shvalikasana, the gecko pose. So in this asana, you are going to be placing your palms flat onto the ground. You can now bring your elbows onto the ground as well, as you bring your one foot beside your arms and the other leg extends behind, keeping your pelvis low for spine elongated. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself like a gecko. Primal wisdom of grounded vigilance rippling through your body, awakening strength, flexibility and natural flow in Shvalikasana.
दक्षपादं च वामोरुमूले विन्यस्य तत्पदं दक्षोरुमूलपीठार्थं कल्पयेत् शुद्धदासनम्.
Next is Shvalikasana on the other side, switching your legs around, elbows grounded. Keep your forearms onto the ground, get a deep stretch in the hips, keeping the back leg on the toes. As you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samana Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualize yourself low to the ground like a gecko, feeling the primal wisdom of grounded vigilance rippling through your body, awakening strength, flexibility and natural flow in Shvalikasana.
दक्षपादं च वामोरुमूले विन्यस्य तत्पदं दक्षोरुमूलपीठार्थं कल्पयेत् सुदृढासनम्.
Coming into Vyagrasana Purvanga, now coming to an inverted V position with your palms and heels flat onto the ground, lengthening your spine by pressing your hips higher, drawing your chest towards the thighs. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a powerful, stealthy tiger roaming the jungle, muscular body moving with fluid strength and silent precision in Vyagrasana Purvanga.
मूर्धानं भूमौ निहत्य संकोचकुम्भकं समाचरेत्.
Next is Vyagrasana. You can push your feet forward, your hips forward slightly as you bring your back flat and strong, avoiding any arc or rounding as you bring your head up, chest parallel to the ground, shifting your weight forward onto your wrists, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a powerful stealthy tiger roaming the jungle, your muscular body moving with fluid strength and silent precision in Vyagrasana.
विच्छेदोत्थित पादतलकरतलैः स्थिरः अर्धकुम्भसमाप्तौ शिरपृष्ठं प्रसार्य प्रोत्तोल्य.
Coming into the Vyagrasana Uttaranga, now you're turning your weight completely onto your toes. As you push your entire weight onto your arms, continuing to keep your hips high, you're going to do the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as a powerful, stealthy tiger roaming the jungle, muscular body moving with fluid strength and silent precision in Vyagrasana Uttaranga.
सनपृष्ठं व्यज्य ऊर्ध्वाङ्घ्रि पुरस्तात् प्रसार्य संकोचककुम्भकं कृत्वा सप्तवारं निपातयेत्.
The next asana is Chakrasana Trini Purvanga, the wheel pose 3 preliminary. So again, a handstand position. We request all of you to do this carefully. Female bodies in your monthly cycle, refrain from doing this. Those with health conditions, consult your medical health professional before participating. So in this asana, you're going to be coming into a handstand position and you can use the wall or a partner for support. Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a vibrant wheel of spinning energy radiating light and power from within.
चक्राङ्घ्रि उत्तोल्य शीर्षे दृढतया निधाय बाहुद्वये निहत्याङ्गं व्यायामं समाचरेत्.
The next asana, Shalabhasana Trini Uttaranga, just slightly different from the previous Chakrasana asana, where you're going to be bending your feet backward, arcing your spine in the Shalabhasana, in the handstand position itself, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Sahaja Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a fierce, resilient scorpion. Highly flexible, segmented tail is your spine in the Shalabhasana Trini Uttaranga.
भुजद्वयं प्रसार्य शिरः पादौ पृष्ठेऽग्रे च विक्षिपेत्. पूर्णश्वास विसर्गौ सप्तधा कृत्वा धैर्येण तिष्ठेत्.
And slowly relax. Take a few deep breaths to settle the blood flow back. Doing the Guptasana Dve. You're going to be now keeping your feet crossed over behind you, pressing flat onto the floor as you sit on your heels. Placing your hands comfortably on your thighs, lengthening your spine. Doing the Bindu Mudra, touching the index and thumbs together over your knee. Doing the Kevala Kumbhaka, allow breath to pause naturally, observe without forcing, maintaining relaxed awareness. Drawing the abdomen in and upwards in the Uddiyana Bandha as you continue to do the Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself quietly drawing into your inner sanctuary, protected from the outside world. In Guptasana Dve.
सिद्धं पद्मं तथा सिंहं भद्रं वज्रं च मुक्तकं गुप्तं गोमुखमेकं च वीरं स्वस्तिकमेव च.
Next is Mandukasanam Pancha Frog Pose 3. As you, from a kneeling position, spread your knees wide apart, untucking your toes. As the top of your feet come flat onto the ground, place each hand behind your shins just below the knees, wrapping your fingers underneath to grasp the opposite side of the shin behind you. Let the toes of both feet touch gently. So you're going to be grasping around your respective shins as much as possible. As you do the Manduki Mudra, closing the mouth, subtly moving the tongue root, savoring inner nectar. Do the Kevala Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha, visualizing yourself as a calm, grounded frog, sitting peacefully at the water's edge, still and observant.
पार्श्वयो पृष्ठदेशे च अङ्गुष्ठं द्वे च संस्पृशेत् जानुयुग्मं पुरस्कृत्य साधयेत् मण्डुकासनम्.
Coming into Utthana Mandukasana Dve, now you can get a deep stretch here. This is going to be really nice. You're going to bring your feet outside your hips and you're going to lean flat back onto the ground. You're going to be keeping your arms over your head to clasp onto the opposite elbows. Doing the Manduki Mudra, Kevala Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. You visualize yourself as a reclining frog resting in deep surrender and ease in Utthana Mandukasana Dve.
मण्डूकासनमध्यस्थं कूर्पराभ्यां धृतं शिरः शेते भेकवदुत्ताममेतदुत्तानमण्डुकम्.
Now Paryankasana Dve, just a slight shift in position of the arms, remain in the same position as you place palm in palm above your head. You're going to place one palm into the other, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Kevala Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize yourself as a sacred couch. The throne of Parvati is the mountain goddess.
ऊरु युग्मं मूलपीठार्थं जङ्घे च आश्लिष्य पार्वती पादयुग्मं पश्चिमं न्यस्य पर्यङ्कं दृढं तनुम्.
Coming into Ananda Mandirasana Dve, you can come up to a seated position now as you sit on keeping your knees kneeling with your feet flat onto the ground, toes untucked. Keep your knees separated, no wider than shoulder width. Lengthen your spine as you lift your chest, settling your weight evenly, reaching both hands behind you, holding on to the respective calves, maintaining a gentle but steady grip. Do the Shambhavi Mudra. We're going to be starting the Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka. You're going to inhale. Here the Kumbhaka and the Bandha shall work together. You're going to inhale and then as you hold the breath, suck in your stomach, bring your chin to the chest, into the Mahamudra Bandha. Clenching your perineum, gaze towards your third eye and hold as long as comfortable before releasing the bandhas and then exhaling. Visualize yourself as a living temple of bliss, your body the structure, spine the central pillar and your chest the inner sanctum in Ananda Mandirasana Dve.
Ananda Mandirasana.
Next is the Sankochasana. So now here what you're going to be doing is start kneeling with your knees wide and the tops of your feet pointing back, bringing the soles of your feet together behind you. Cross your arms behind your back, reaching for your big toes, maintaining a steady grip, lifting your chest and lengthening through your spine. Do the Shambhavi Mudra, keeping the eyes open and steady gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Do the Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka, inhaling, performing the Uddiyana Bandha and applying the Jalandhara Bandha, coming into the Mahamudra Bandha. Hold the breath as long as comfortable before releasing the bandhas and then exhaling. Gaze towards your nose, doing the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize all scattered energy being drawn inward as if loose threads are being gathered into one strong cord at your center.
Sankochasana.
The next is Vayu Bandhanasana. Come to a kneeling position, toes tucked under your feet. Sit back gently onto your sitting bones, keeping your spine tall. Place your hands gently on your thighs with your index and thumbs joined together in the Bindu Mudra. Keep your spine tall. Do the Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka and Mahamudra Bandha. Visualize yourself embodying the gentle flow and limitless movement of the wind. With each breath, you invite openness, lightness, and adaptability, feeling the air element activate within your body and mind in Vayu Bandhasana.
पादौ नितम्ब समीपे न्यस्य जानुभ्यामवष्टभ्य प्राणं नाभौ नियम्य वायुबन्धसिद्धदायक.
The next asana is Nagendrasana, the Serpent King pose. Now you're going to sit onto your knees and lift yourself up as you bring your palms in front of your heart center in the Namaskara Mudra, doing the Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha. Visualize the Serpent King upright, alert and completely still, conserving power without aggression.
Nagendrasana.
Next is Deva Guru Vandanasana. Continue to keep your toes tucked behind you, tucking your toes in towards the ground as you sit onto your heels. You're going to continue to keep your hands in a Namaskara Mudra as you do the Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka and the Moola Bandha. Visualize the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam, radiating a divine effulgence and an eternal avatar in human form standing before you.
पादाग्रजानुभ्यां भूमौ स्थित्वा सम्यग् अरिहन्त गुरुंस्तु नमस्येत्.
Coming into the Swadhyayasana, you can now raise up your knees off the ground as you continue to balance, sitting on your toes, hands in the Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center as you do the Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka. Do the Moola Bandha. Visualize and bring your attention inward like a quiet observer watching the mind without judgment in Swadhyayasana.
Swadhyayasana.
Now coming into Vishankhasana, balance on your toes as you spread your knees wide apart. Keep your palms facing upwards on your knees, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka and Moola Bandha, palms facing towards the sky. You're going to visualize restraints gently falling away as your body remains grounded and upright, needing no effort to hold itself in Vishankhasana.
Vishankhasana.
Coming into Panchanga Namaskarasana, keep your toes tucked and sit your heels onto your heels, palms in front of your heart center, the Namaskara Mudra, as you lean your head down to the ground. So here you will not be bringing the elbows onto the ground. Your elbows will be off the ground. Only 5 points of your body touch the ground, your 2 toes, your two knees and your forehead. Doing the Kriti Shrestha Kumbhaka and Moola Bandha, visualize the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam in your inner space.
Bhayopadayur yoragram ubhayor janunostatha lalatam cha bhumaunyasya pranamyarihant gurumstu namyaset.
Now from here we're moving into our next asana, the Maralasana. So in this asana now you can place your palms onto the ground, fingers facing forward as you tuck your toes, bringing your elbows, pressing it into your abdomen as you keep your weight onto your hands and toes. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Moola Bandha. Visualize yourself as an elegant, graceful swan, serene in beauty, gliding effortlessly through life.
Maralasana.
The next asana is Mayura Trini Purvanga. So you can keep your fingers facing backward as you come into the Mayurasana position and lift your feet up as high as you can above towards the sky. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Moola Bandha. Visualize magnificent peacock spreading its iridescent feathers in all directions.
Vyomavalamvita shirapristham protsaarya padadvayamutshipya dehamurdhvam vyajyat.
Next, coming into Mayurasana Trini Uttaranga, you can relax your foot, bringing your body parallel to the ground as you continue to do Mayurasana. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Moola Bandha. Gaze to your nose, visualize a magnificent peacock spreading its iridescent feathers in full display.
मयूरासनं नाम करतलौ नाभिसमीपे स्थापयित्वा कोष्ठे पादौ च समुत्थाप्य मयूरविद्वचेरध्रुवम्.
Now coming into Mayurasana Chatur Uttaranga Dve, in the Mayurasana position, you're going to be bending one leg towards your side as you do the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Moola Bandha, visualizing a magnificent peacock spreading its iridescent feathers in full display.
Devana Gyon
Vamaya Parivartayitva Dakshina cha Parivartayet Purvodhvam chari Parivartayet Saptanadi Nighatayet. The next is Mayurasana Chatur Uttaranga on the other side. So now you can bend the other foot towards your body, doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Samavritti Kumbhaka and Mula Bandha visualize a magnificent peacock spreading its iridescent feathers in full display. वामाया परिवर्तयित्वा दक्षिणा च परिवर्तयेत् पूर्वोर्ध्वं च परिवर्तयेत् सप्तनाडीन् निघातयेत्. Coming to our final asana of the sequence, Shavasana Chatwari. Lay onto your back with your palms facing upwards. Doing the Shambhavi Mudra, Kevala Kumbhaka. Allowing breath to pause naturally, observe without forcing, close your eyes. Visualize your body as a sacred offering to death, surrendering reverentially.
शवरूपं स्वदेहं तु संविभाव्य सुमप्रभं तत्रैव निलयकार्य प्राणापानिलासत.
Slowly start to move your hands and feet. Bring your knees towards your chest and rock up to a seated position. Congratulations to each and every one of you for completing today's Nithyananda Yoga sequence. Amazing job. Hope all of you enjoyed. With this, let us offer our gratitude at Swamiji's feet and conclude today's yoga session with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ तत्सत्. सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवपादुकार्पणमस्तु. ॐ नित्यानन्दम्.
Thank you all, Nithyanandam. Please bow down to the Atma Murti of Swamiji in deep gratitude and reverence. We hope all of you enjoyed. Please do join us together at the same time tomorrow for the further sessions. And we'll be going further into the yoga sessions. We'll be having further yoga sessions and going deeper into the sequence. So please do join us. And we also have the 30-day Paramashiva Sena program that starts on the 1st of every month, which is completely free of cost, happening in Guinea-Bissau, in Africa, and in Adi Kailash in Bangalore, India, and in Tiruvannamalai, where you can come and stay and get personalized yoga training, deep initiations, completion processes, amongst many other things. We invite all of you to join for that. Thank you all. Nithyanandam.